So you guys want to talk about combos, huh? Well, today we're going to cover just that with infinite combos. So without further ado, have you sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Welcome back, folks, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for dropping by and your ongoing support. My name is Patrick, host of the EDH Brutality YouTube page, which I upload Magic the Gathering content and analysis every Sunday. You're watching Game Winning Jank, a series here on the channel which we discuss 3 janky ways to catapult your next match at Friday Night Magic. And it should be mentioned that all combos and synergies seen throughout today's video are not ranked in any particular order. Before we jump right into that, a quick and special thanks to patrons like you for making videos like this possible. I will say we will be changing plenty of our offerings in the coming weeks, just in time for New Year's. So before then, if you want to take advantage of any of our current tiers, I suggest heading over to my Patreon page and taking a look down in the description below. There we were doing a weekly horror Let's Play series for quite some time, and unfortunately due to lack of interest, we will be discontinuing that. So of course, if this is something you may be interested in, be sure to follow on over there before your time runs out. But that way we can finally jump right into today's video, starting off with a Arcanist the Omnipotent, coming at 3 generic and 3 blue mana. This 3/4 creature wizard legend reads, tap to draw 3 cards. You can pay 2 generic and 2 blue mana instant speed to return Arcanist the Omnipotent to its owner's hand, which on its own is quite the formidable commander. However, paired with a Mind Over Matter, we are able to draw our entire deck, because for just 2 generic and 4 blue mana, this enchantment spell states, choose and discard a card, tap or untap target artifact, creature, or land, which if targeting our Arcanist the Omnipotent, creates an easy 2-card synergy that also provides some sort of protection, giving Arcanist's bounce ability.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Next up, do you want infinite mana? Well, we've got it. Starting with Su-Chi, coming at 4 generic mana, this artifact creature reads, if Su-Chi goes to the graveyard, its controller gains 4 colorless mana, which not only is an amazing effect, but an impressive one given the fact it was printed in a set of antiquities. So what we'll want to do is cast a Ashnod's Altar. Coming at 3 generic mana, this artifact spell reads, pay 0 mana at instant speed to sacrifice one of your creatures to add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. This effect is played as an interrupt. You may not sacrifice a creature that is already on its way to the graveyard. So, if we decide to target the Su-Chi with this ability, we'll be granted 2 colorless mana thanks to the altar, and an additional 4 colorless mana thanks to Su-Chi's graveyard entering ability. Now of course, 6 colorless mana is great to cast whatever you want, but it ends there if we have nothing to capitalize on this. So let's decide to cast an Enduring Renewal. For 2 generic and 2 white mana, this enchantment spell with eroded text states, play with your hand revealed. If you would draw a card, reveal the top card of your library instead. If it's a creature card, put it into your graveyard. Otherwise, draw a card. Whenever a creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return it to your hand, which may seem a bit complex, so let me make this easy to understand. You have Ashnod's Altar, Enduring Renewal, and Su-Chi all on the battlefield. You decide to sacrifice the Su-Chi to your Ashnod's Altar for 6 generic or colorless mana, however you would like to say the verbiage. And thanks to the Enduring Renewal, Su-Chi, which just recently was put into your graveyard, will go back to hand. And with the 6 colorless or generic mana that we have generated, we'll spend just 4 of it to recast the Su-Chi, leaving 2 left over. Then of course we can rinse and repeat this combo and create ourselves infinite colorless mana. But what about an infinite combo with a payoff? That's right, coming in at our last synergy of the day, we have Karn Silver Golem. For just 5 generic mana, this 4/4 legendary artifact creature reads, whenever Karn Silver Golem blocks or becomes blocked, it gets -4/+4 until end of turn. And if we pay 1 generic mana at instant speed, target non-creature artifact is an artifact creature with power and toughness, each equal to its casting cost until end of turn. Now this can be used to do some pretty nasty things, but that's not today's video. We just want to create some infinite colorless mana, so with that we want to pair this with a Basalt Monolith. Coming in at just 3 generic mana, this artifact spell with eroded text states, Basalt Monolith doesn't untap during your untap step. Tap to add 3 generic mana to your mana pool, or pay 3 generic mana to untap Basalt Monolith, making this the perfect target for Karn Silver Golem's creature ability. So yeah, we want to turn Basalt Monolith into a creature. And the reason why we do this is our third card within this synergy happens to be a Heartstone, which once again is just an artifact spell for 3 generic mana that states the cost of each creature ability requiring an activation cost is reduced by 1 generic mana. This cannot reduce the ability's generic mana cost to less than 1 generic mana. Yada yada yada, it's a lot of text once again. But that's the beauty of it. Karn Silver Golem allows Heartstone to now work on Basalt Monolith. This of course forces the Monolith's untap ability to be 1 mana cheaper, allowing the player controlling this to generate infinite colorless mana, which then can be used for massive payoffs like killing the table with a rocket launcher. I mean, just look at this card. Who wouldn't want to win with this thing? Because it sucks. But if you have infinite mana, it's a great card. Well, actually, now that you think about it, almost any card is great with infinite mana. Who cares? Win with the rocket launcher. And that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope I was able to give you some thoughtful insights and ways to close out your next match at Friday Night Magic. Of course, if you liked what you saw, as always, if you want to stay tuned for future videos here on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Somebody said, my name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality. I thank Roger, hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.